Aroma. An aroma is a scent or smell.
I love the aroma of coffee in the morning.
Beverage. A beverage is a drink.
The waiter brought our beverages first, then he brought our food.
Cluster. A cluster of things is a small group of them placed close together.
She held a large cluster of grapes in her hand.
Combine. To combine is to join together to make a single thing or group.
Mina combined peanut butter and jelly to make a sandwich.
Condensed. When a liquid is condensed, it is made thicker.
One way to make a dessert thick and sweet is to use condensed milk.
Contemporary. When something is contemporary, it is related to the present time.
Contemporary scientists have learned quite a bit about DNA.
Cultivate. To cultivate plants is to care for them and help them grow.
A research company is cultivating new kinds of rice to aid poor countries.
Divine. When something is divine, it is related to gods.
Legends say that music was given to men as a divine gift from the gods.
Humid. When it is humid, there is a lot of water in the air.
It is very humid inside of a sauna.
Odor. An odor is a very distinct smell.
He knew there was a leak when he noticed the strong odor of natural gas.
Palate. The palate is the top part of the mouth.
You can touch your palate with your tongue.
Paradise. Paradise is the place or condition of happiness where things are perfect.
My vacation in Hawaii was like being in paradise.
Plantation. A plantation is a big farm that only grows certain kinds of crops.
In the 1800s, there were many cotton plantations in the southern U.S.
Rapid. When something is rapid, it moves or changes very quickly.
His mother was surprised by her son's rapid growth.
Rate. A rate is the speed at which something happens.
Grass tends to grow at a very slow rate.
Soothing. When something is soothing, it makes you calm or relaxed.
The soothing music helped the baby fall asleep.
Subtle. When something is subtle, it is not easy to see or notice.
The handsome man has a subtle smile.
Texture. The texture of something is the way its surface looks and feels.
The texture of a rock found in the water is typically very smooth.
Toxic. When something is toxic, it is poisonous. Toxic things are very dangerous.
Please check the label to see if the product is toxic.
Vary. To vary means to be different from another thing in size or amount.
The heights of the people in my class vary by a large amount.
Accident. An accident is an unexpected, undesirable event.
She had to go to the hospital after she was in a serious car accident.
Admiral. An admiral is someone who controls many military ships.
They won the sea battle because of the admiral's great leadership.
Arc. An arc is a curved shape.
A rainbow has the shape of an arc.
Character. Your character is your personality.
My sister's character is fun and very outgoing.
Conscience. Your conscience is your inner sense of what is right and wrong.
I recycle everything I can, so my conscience is clear.
Fiery. If something is fiery, it is burning strongly.
The fiery blaze burned all night long.
Flesh. Flesh is the skin, muscle, and fat on your body.
The zebra's flesh has black and white stripes.
Grapefruit. A grapefruit is a fruit similar to an orange, but bigger and not as sweet.
Would you like a grapefruit with your breakfast?
Hay. Hay is dry grass used to feed animals or used as a covering.
I need to buy some more hay for the horse to sleep on.
Horrified. If you are horrified, you are very shocked and feel upset.
I was horrified when I read about the old lady who was attacked.
Kerosene. Kerosene is a type of oil. It is used in some lamps and stoves.
Many people in poor countries cook on kerosene stoves.
Loop. A loop is a line made into the shape of a circle.
He made a loop with the rope and placed it over the post.
Paddle. A paddle is a piece of wood or plastic that moves a boat across water.
We need a paddle to help us move across the water.
Raft. A raft is a floating platform made from pieces of wood tied together.
The man made a raft out of bamboo and floated out to sea.
Sour. When something is sour, it has a sharp and unpleasant taste.
I don't like lemons because I think they are too sour.
Stake. A stake is a small, sharp piece of wood or metal that is put into the ground.
We marked our property by placing stakes into the ground.
Steward. A steward is a person like a waiter who serves food on planes and ships.
The steward is bringing some tea.
String. String is a thin piece of fabric or rope.
I found a large ball of string.
Thorn. A thorn is a sharp part of a plant.
Be careful of the thorns when you pick the roses.
Wreck. To wreck something means to destroy or ruin it.
The teenagers wrecked the house for no reason at all.
Admonish. To admonish someone is to tell them you disapprove of their behavior.
The teacher admonished Mark because he was chewing gum in class.
Audible. If something is audible, then it is able to be heard.
The sound of the drums was audible from miles away.
Awesome. If something or someone is awesome, they are impressive or frightening.
The huge military plane was an awesome sight.
Beware. To beware means to be careful of something or someone that is dangerous.
You should beware of driving fast on wet roads.
Brag. To brag means to talk of one's abilities or achievements in a proud way.
He had strong muscles and bragged about it to the entire class.
Conscious. If someone is conscious of something, then they are aware of it.
The new student was conscious of the other students staring at her.
Disagree. To disagree with someone means to have a different opinion from them.
The lawyers disagreed about the best way to settle the case.
Echo. To echo means that a sound repeats itself because it bounced off an object.
The child yelled over the canyon, and the wall echoed the sound.
Eventual. If something is eventual, it will happen at the end of a series of events.
The constant training and planning led the team to an eventual victory.
Hint. A hint is information that suggests something will happen or is true.
I quietly passed on a hint to my sister about the test.
Idiot. An idiot is a person who is not smart or who has done something silly.
Because he got lost in the forest, the man felt like an idiot.
Immense. If something is immense, it is very large.
An immense amount of money was needed to buy such a large boat.
Indirect. If something is indirect, then it is not the easiest or straightest way.
He chose to take the most indirect route to the coast.
Option. An option is a choice between two or more things.
The children were given the option of 3 houses to pick from.
Pastime. A pastime is an activity done for fun that you do often.
In the U.S., baseball is considered the national pastime.
Perfect. If something is perfect, then it is without any mistakes.
She got all the questions right, so her score was perfect.
Pinpoint. To pinpoint something means to locate it exactly.
The navigation system in my car is able to pinpoint my exact location.
Switch. To switch means to change something to something else.
Mom switched the TV station from the news to her favorite show.
Thorough. If something or someone is thorough, then they are complete in every way.
Tina did a thorough job of cleaning the stains out of the carpet.
Torment. To torment someone means to cause them to suffer on purpose.
She tormented her little brother by taking his favorite toy.
Beak. A beak is the hard, curved part of a bird's mouth.
The bird used her beak to dig a small hole in the ground.
Damp. If something is damp, it is somewhat wet.
My hair is still damp from my shower.
Disapprove. To disapprove of something is to think that it is wrong.
Alex disapproved of his son's behavior.
Accept. You use except to talk about the only thing that a statement does not apply to.
Everyone had fun on the trip except Jim, who felt ill the whole time.
Flight. A flight is an act of flying, often in an airplane.
The airplane made a flight around the world.
Fond. When someone is fond of something, they like it.
I am very fond of chocolate cake.
Immoral. When something or someone is immoral, they are evil or do bad things.
Stealing money from one's mother is an immoral act.
Ivy. Ivy is a plant with long vines that grows upward, typically on walls.
The walls of the castle are covered with ivy.
Moan. To moan is to make a low sound when feeling pain or sadness.
The sick man moaned from his bed.
Oblivious. If someone is oblivious of something, they are unaware of it.
I was late to school because I was oblivious of the time.
Perish. To perish means to die, usually because of bad conditions or a bad events.
Many people perish in wars.
Pit. A pit is a big hole in the ground.
Michael fell into the pit and needed some help to get out.
Rim. The rim is the outside edge of a round thing, like a cup or bottle.
I put my lips to the rim of the bottle and took a drink.
Roost. A roost is a place where birds can land and rest or sleep.
The family of doves made a roost at the top of the tree.
Slippery. If something is slippery, it is wet or smooth and causes people to slip.
The repairman fell down on the floor because it was too slippery.
Soar. To soar means to fly high in the air.
As the sun rose, 2 eagles soared through the sky.
Trivial. If something is trivial, it is not important or meaningful.
Television is trivial, but learning to read is very important.
Typical. If something is typical, it is normal for a certain type of thing.
Barking is typical behavior for dogs.
Utterly. If something is utterly away, it is completely that way.
When the sun was blocked by the moon, it was utterly dark outside.
Weep. To weep means to cry.
My sister told me the dramatic movie would make me weep.
A while. If you do something a while, you do it for a short time.
Wait here a while, and I'll bring some tea.
Cyberspace. Cyberspace is the imaginary place of the Internet where activities occur.
I didn't receive your email. It probably got lost in cyberspace.
Edit. To edit means to correct a piece of writing so that it is suitable to be published.
She asked her brother to edit her paper before she submitted it to her teacher.
Essay. An essay is a short piece of writing on a certain subject.
She had to write a 2-page essay for her English class.
Evaluate. To evaluate something means to study it so a decision can be made.
Joe and Ken evaluated the plan and agreed that it would work.
Faint. To faint means to go unconscious and fall down.
Carol fainted because she hadn't eaten in over a day.
Global. If something is global, it happens all around the world.
Pollution is a global problem.
Gymnasium. A gymnasium is a building with equipment that you can use to get exercise.
When I go to the gymnasium, I use the treadmill for 20 minutes.
Highlight. To highlight something means to mark it with a color so that it is easy to see.
I read my vocabulary list and highlighted the most difficult words.
Ignorant. If someone is ignorant about something, they have no knowledge about it.
I'm a bit ignorant about his theories. Can you explain them to me?
Index. An index is a list of words at the end of a book that gives information.
If you look in the index, you'll find the right page number.
Lecture. A lecture is a long, educational speech.
His lecture on world hunger was very informative.
Moral. A moral is a message at the end of a story that teaches you something.
At the end of the story, Mother explained the moral to the children.
Operate. To operate means to work or function.
I'm sorry, but the trains are not operating today.
Private. If something is private, it is only used by one person or group.
Don't look at my diary. It's private.
Recent. When something is recent, it happened a short time ago.
I did not know what caused his recent behavior.
Resolution. A resolution is a personal decision.
At New Year, I made a list of resolutions to help me have a better year.
Semester. A semester is a portion of a school year.
Jack is in his second semester of college.
Typewritten. If something is typewritten, it is written on a computer or typewriter.
This is an important formal project and must be typewritten.
Weird. When something is weird, it is very strange.
My best friend's dad is a bit weird.